This is a car here where it takes ages to go from front to the back of the car and then from the back to the front again. Almost feels like walking a whole mile here. This is here the Bentley Mulsanne Facelift with the extended wheelbase EWB. Wheelbase, yeah. You've seen it in our preview videos here on Autogefühl, your number one resource for in-depth car reviews and your number one community to discuss cars with me, with Thomas. The Bentley logo here on the top one, and well, it's really a totally massive car, and this is a new top-of-the-line model. And of course, I want to hear your opinion about that one. We've discussed it in the comments from the preview already. I think it really looks now a little bit like a Rolls-Royce, don't you think so? Also with with the front grille, that's not this typical Bentley style where we more have this crossed structure in the front grille. Here, the vertical fins, more kind of Rolls style, I think. So if we take a look at the side profile, again we can check the massive alloys. Wow, it feels like bigger than me. 21-inch it is, and I mean, look at the length of the car. This is really like takes ages, really. Wow. And as this is here, the ultimate saloon, we'll also soon check out the interior from the rear first. But let's first look from the outside, and there we have a very, very classic style. You see the car is falling down slightly, and you really have kind of vintage look, definitely, if you take a straight look, and really not my favorite from the rear, I must admit. Also, you see the shades here we have. Kind of, well, looks like something else would be transported in there, if you know what I mean. But then let's get inside, and let me be my own guest. And wow, camera first. You need a separate parking lot to open the door just. And yeah, I mean, as with still most of the modern luxury cars, it's sadly all still about genuine leather, but the design is very luxurious, of course, and you have a lot of space. And I'll test it. You have the separate cushion here, and wow. Well, I don't need it for my head because I can. Oh, it has been a long day here already in Geneva, and we are always taking a lot of effort for you guys. Always doing so much reports with long traveling hours and long car rides. And maybe I take a nap just for a second. That's really a relief. And a very remarkable thing is, it's like in the BMW 7 Series that the pillow right on top here, that one does not have a genuine leather surface because you're touching this with your head. So that's a remarkable thing. Everything that that you touch, then it's a separate above the normal head restraint. And the same with the BMW 7 Series, and therefore on the way. Maybe you can also do that with the rest of the surface then. So we got several luxury features here. This is, for example, of course, a real wood. You've got a wood table here. Still the old school style with a very dark wood. I would prefer brighter wood than in here. And in the middle part, you see champagne holders, because, obviously when you're driving, look at that one. Cheers, everyone. I'm drinking just plain air now. But there's a nice holder in here that is really getting tight and not spilled on while driving. And of course there are more tables on the inside. For example, you can also make it really real business in here. For example, flip it around here, then you have a real table that is in front of you, maybe suited for a laptop, for example. But you can not only put some visual stuff in here, also there's a rear infotainment screen there available as well. What is always a disadvantage with classic sedans? You sit relatively low in here. For relaxing, it's very good. For long travels where want to also to look outside, and that's meanwhile even better for example, take SUVs here in the rear because they then also sit upright in the rear. But a very interesting experience here, of course. Let's maybe check out the driver's seat because to me that's still very important. Soft close, did you see it? I repeat it here as well. Soft close, wait a minute. It's very, very gentle. There it is. That belongs to a Bentley. And it will also be included in the all-new Volkswagen Fideon, by the way, which we will also show you, this upper-class sedan. Will also be linked in the video description. That is the cockpit. We have shown you reviews of the Bentley Continental, for example, or the Flying Spur, which is the same model lineup. That cockpit looks more modern. The Mulsanne cockpit, however, that one has more this very rich, old, traditional English style. The other one, of course, as well in British style, but that one here has more a classic layout. You see, for example, a lot of buttons still in the middle part. So it's nothing, with huge screens you can control by touch, which they could include it, with the facelift, for example. So this is rather than a classic layout, and also the visibility to the front is very limited. You got this huge hood, and so if you are a chauffeur of a Mulsanne, I must say, really respect, because that needs a lot of effort to control such a long vehicle. It's almost as you would be a truck driver, because you really have to look where are you heading to, that you don't touch anything with the car. And I, for example, I've driven the Rolls-Royce Ghost, and that one already, for example, was not that easy to handle. I mean, it works everything like a basic car, but you always think about, oh, do I damage something now? It's really huge, the old car, and so not really a very practical drive. So indeed, this is one of the very few cars I would rather enjoy being chauffeured. Or what's your opinion on that one? So this is our basic overview on this car here now. I hoped you liked it. I don't really like the color. I'm more into like blue tones, but of course in this case it fits to the interior. But this car is really, although it's a facelift, I must say overall it's a car from yesterday that brings nothing new and just redefines a very old kind of conceiving of luxury. Thank you very much for watching Autogefühl. We see us at more episodes for sure. The Geneva episodes will link in the video description. And no matter which brand you search, for example also Bentley driving reviews, you will also find a Bentley playlist in our video description. Then you can check out, for example, more Bentley reviews.